Oh, hello. Oh, is he reading a friggin' comic book?
Or his
Hello?
notes. He
Albert?
might have been like going over like, how the fuck could this have happened kind of thing.
The warden said cell 11. That's this one. Oh, there's someone curled up in a ball in their back corner. Look. What's his name again? Professor Albert Harebrayne, wasn't it? Excuse me, Professor Harebrayne. Nerd voice, please.
Who are you?
Leonos Gennaro, I'm a defense lawyer.
A lawyer!
Was it something I said?
That's pretty nice.
A lawyer, you say? What would you hear about the experiment?
Depends.
Are you going to defend my hypothesis?
I'm going to defend you. Your hypothesis? Sorry, I don't...
Yesterday's demonstration. That demonstration was... That magnificent demonstration was... It was an out-and-out success by anyone's calculations. Wait,
sorry,
wait, what? Sorry, was he actually teleported? Is he actually okay?
Wait, no, okay,
God.
maybe the guy...
Instant teleportation was a thing here. Shit, he might actually be alive.
The
Odie
thing
has
is,
might still be alive.
well, maybe he was killed after the whole teleportation business took place, right?
Maybe, or maybe he's not dead at all, and that's the whole problem.
Yeah, but no one ever said that. No one ever said the cause of death was the teleportation.
It was. They did say it was an accident. So. No one listens. No lawyer believes in the science. When it's explained, they all leave at high philosophy. Please explain it. Tell me you use Fourier transforms and inverse Fourier transforms of like 2,000 iterations with advanced calculations that even modern computers can't do. Please tell me that's how you're doing it, because otherwise the writers don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
That's probably not a good time to mention that your zeal made my concentration leave for a while too.
Move.
I'm a lawyer.
Just like leave. Fascinating. Yes.
In Japan, where I come from, it's a symbol of a defense lawyer. Wearing it is very bracing, I find.
Your words make some sense to me, but they are entirely illogical.
What do you mean?
Well, for example, I find this white laboratory coat that I wear for my work very bracing, too. However, in my case, there is a perfectly logical reason for that feeling. It actually protects me from chemicals.
Really? What is it?
I purchased the wrong size by mistake. This one is too small for me.
It's literally
bracing.
bracing.
So it literally is bracing him too hard.
Huh.
The sleeves especially are extremely bracing. I can barely move my wrists. They look loose to me.
It doesn't seem very practical. That's what you call logical, is it?
Yes, not practical, but logical. That's science, Mr. Naruhodo.
Want to talk about this?
Yeah, it's about spot.
I think that's just a shadow. You must feel awful. As well as a man losing his life, the crystal tower was greatly damaged too.
Wait, what? It was? I know what happened. It must have been that.
That?
That.
The day before the demonstration, I had my usual meal of frankfurters at the hotel restaurant.
Sorry? I don't want to hear about you eating wieners, thank you.
The wieners were delectable. When I paid the bill, they gave me 3 shillings, too much in change.
Oh.
Right? Instead of saying anything, I just slipped the coins into my pocket. They're still there now. Actually, that might genuinely be like a legitimate reason why that could have caused an issue with like a highly electrical conduit system. That is like 100% believable, like an open conduit system.
Yeah, but that's not his reasoning here. That's not his reasoning.
I bet it's not, but like still, that would make more sense. It's to find retribution for my wrongdoing. That's what this is,
See?
Mr. Scientist, sir. I think you messed up.
For a scientist, he has some very illogical anecdotes. Long and illogical.
Isn't it more likely that it messed up the magnetic fields that might have had to do with the strange teleportation concept?
Yeah, but 3 shillings? Realistically? No.
Metal. Any metal with something that precise? Definitely. Even his glasses could have fucked it up.
Let's talk about it. You mentioned the demonstration yesterday. The papers have called it a spectacular failure. After all, the man died in the explosion, didn't he?
Yes, you could interpret the results that way if you really wanted to.
So he died in the explosion, not as, a result of the experiment. Well, not as a result of the kinesis.
He was teleported, and then the place he teleported to exploded. It wasn't the other way around. Well, I suppose, in the strictest sense, the experiment was a failure, but at the same time, it was a great success.
How so? You lost me.
I saw it with my own eyes, right there in front of me. Mr. Asman was spontaneously disassembled.
Yeah, but isn't that the issue here?
Until then, everything was going exactly as my calculations had predicted,
Yeah,
including the
he
weird
didn't get
explosions
reassembled.
and smoke.
That's the thing. He did get reassembled again.
At that point, he should have been beamed to the Crystal Tower by instantaneous kinesis. However,
The machine exploded, and
The
Mr.
machine
Asman.
exploded.
No, that's
Sorry.
And Mr. Asman in fact perished.
yes, I can't deny that part of the experiment was a failure.
So
Well,
what
that little hiccup. Where somebody died.
so what you're really saying is the large explosion that killed Mr. Asman was an accident? Correct? But the bigwigs he had you arrested on suspicion of murder.
Mierda.
I was responsible for a man's death. That is the immutable truth here. And for that, I wish to be punished. At once.
Call me a bad boy.
But murder? Never in a million years! It was an accident, simply an accident.
I see. Hurley and I were talking this morning, He said the situation would change completely depending on whether it was treated as an accident or murder. Okay, we were talking about that earlier. How exactly? You're a lawyer. Haven't you studied the last 6 months? Shouldn't you know
Nope.
this?
He was just staring at the Dharma doll.
Sorry. Well, if it really was an accident, then the professor's machine would be kept in protective custody. Wait, what?
Huh?
Sorry, what? Wait, they would arrest the freaking machine? Sorry, protective custody. Thank you. On what grounds?
Yes, it's newly established here in Britain. The Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
This is the Sea.
Okay. That one passed me by. Did you read the papers? But if the case is treated as murder...
Then they'll say, my machine was the murder weapon. And they'll be able to pour over it as much as they like. Basically, it's whether or not they can look into it extensively or not. If they examine it in detail, they'll find out how it's made, and then he can't patent it. They'll be able to copy my idea. My precious hypothesis will be stolen. The machine must be protected from that at all costs. That's why it's imperative this whole incident is shown to have been an accident in tomorrow's trial.
Oh, I see now.
Basically, he wants to protect the scientific concept,
Mm-hmm.
as well as keeping it away from people who might want to turn it into a weapon.
I'm just trying to think, because generally with Victorian teleporting stories, the story is always that there is like a body double of sorts.
Well,
Yeah.
I only know of one, the Prestige, but the spoilers for the Prestige, by the way. But I don't know, man. Like, I feel like that's not what's happening here.
I feel that it's exactly what's happening, but like something might have gone wrong in the switch part, and that's what's going on. During the switch, something happened, and maybe he was killed by an actual murderer. I don't know what, where.
Does anyone else bother that the cell is not centered in the screen?
Nope.
Like the dialogue
that's great.
choices are centered in the screen, but like the friggin' cell window is not, and it kind of bothers me. you want to tell me about your kinesis thing? So in short, there was a terrible accident at the Great Exhibition showroom yesterday.
Yes, or rather, no. The devil is in the details. Strictly speaking, there was a terrible explosion.
And then there was a lot of smoke.
Sounds the same to me.
The same smoke where, you know, somebody would do a body switch.
You were demonstrating super high voltage instantaneous super high voltage instantaneous
That's
kinesis, weren't you? How fascinating.
That's stronger. Humans, like all matter, are made up of particles that are held together by electrical bonds. So it must be possible, using a sufficiently high voltage, break those bonds and beam the particles through space. That's it in a nutshell. That's my idea, you see. That's my amazing hypothesis. How do you reassemble them?
Gosh, that's unimaginably high level
Even
science.
more electricity.
Oh, but dare to imagine it, dare to dream of such incredible technology. Just think, one moment I could be here in the sale, and the next, I could be at the Great Exhibition again.
Well, yes, that would be incredible.
And the next, in the mere blink of an eye, I could be at a great partisan theater, a Parisian theater, say. The possibilities are endless. The whole of our vast planet would be within reach.
So no more hiding in wardrobes or on rocky seas for 50 days? I don't really see it like that. What do you mean, Iris? Well, if you could travel anywhere in the world instantly, the planet wouldn't really seem vast anymore, wouldn't it? I think it would feel like it had shrunk.
My word, that's exactly right. What are the implications? What does this mean?
Yeah, the society would be completely different.
Oops. Let's get Professor Bunnybrain really worried by the look of it.
Bunnybr.
Clearly, this is yet another case of just because you can doesn't mean you should, I suppose. Ah.
The point is, my calculations are flawless. The science works. What did you test it on before this? But without a practical demonstration,
Need a lift?
it means nothing.
The hell was that noise?
Yeah, you'll get used to that eventually. And that's always the fly in the ointment. I'm sorry. That's a term I haven't heard before.
Because
Why
practical
in the
demonstrations cost a
ointment?
lot of money that young scientists like you don't have. But someone like, say, a crime boss would.
A crime boss.
That's exactly it, yes.
Hurley's always complaining about it. He says the government should invest more in science.
Well, anyway, I bumped into him at the right time.
Odious man.
I met the well-known investor, Mr. Asman.
The victim who died in yesterday's terrible accident, you mean?
And the gang leader.
Right.
What would be his interest in this? What is
The Reaper's varsity years.
The full name of the man who died in yesterday's accident was Mr. Odie Asman, wasn't it? What exactly was your relationship with the man?
He first visited me in my laboratory in Germany a year ago now.
Yeah, he went specifically for him.
Okay.
He said he wanted to invest in my immaculate hypothesis. I thanked my lucky stars.
Yeah, we have to keep looking this in the lens that it is a crime boss. Why would he want? What is his angle?
I see.
Weapon.
So they hadn't really known each other until then.
Easily could be a weapon.
Money for scientific research. I'm so envious. From a crime boss, though?
As far as I was concerned, that man was an angel.
Wait, do you think that they wanted to frame him so they keep the
Yes.
thing to turn as a weapon for the terrorist attack that is going to happen in like the last few
Yes.
things?
Yes, a weapon.
No, but
Imagine
like,
a weapon that could instantly disassemble a fucking building.
or just a weapon that shoots electricity. It doesn't even have to disassemble a building.
Man.
Well, I mean, if they want the technology behind it, they would probably want a disassembly aspect of it.
Yeah.
Or,
Maybe, probably.
even worse, they want to teleport some sort of giant monument.
What?
That's like a hostage
saying,
situation.
Are you saying they want to steal the moon?
They want to steal the Eiffel Tower.
Crystal Tower.
It's just that I think that this is the angle of Middle Strongheart.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Because of the seizing of the weapon being legal, if he is considered a murderer suspect, but they can disassemble it, they can.
He would have access to the whole thing. Yeah, that's true.
And he could be able to disassemble it and then work into something
we
else.
we know that there's like definitely some sort of like government conspiracy going on. So careful. Oh really?
An archangel, even. It was prepared to fund a practical demonstration of my hypothesis for presentation at the Great Exhibition. If that went well, I can expect additional financial support for my research from the British government. Mr. Aslan provided me with money and an exceptional engineer. Uh-oh, who's this engineer?
Another suspect.
Uh-oh. They produced a machine to my precise specifications.
So the engineer made the machine. So if they did something like, a trapdoor when it had a lot of smoke for the body double.
But then your dreams were blown to dust in one enormous explosion.
As you can see, I owed everything to Mr. Hasman. I would never, ever have thought of taking the man's life.
Maybe the engineer would. Well, he seems genuine.
Actually, that's not wrong.
I don't think he's lying. I don't think he's lying either. I mean, he might be called.
I don't think he's lying at all.
He might be called Harebrayne, but he seems pretty smart-ish. Do you want to tell me about you and Van Zieks? I understand Lord Van Zieks is a friend of yours from your university days.
Yeah, that's right. He was studying law whilst I was studying science.
What was he like back then?
A good question. Unassuming, gentlemanly, and all-round nice fellow, really.
Oh, so just like today.
Wow, that's interesting.
Sorry,
just a paragon of virtue.
Sorry, I think you misheard me. Van Zieks. I'm talking about the cold-hearted, merciless prosecutor.
The vampire man.
Van Zieks. What was he like when he was at the university? Talk about a leading question, Bruno. Objection.
As I said, an unassuming and extremely pleasant gentleman.
So just like today.
After all, he is the little darling of the Van Zieks family with all its great aristocratic origins.
I didn't realize he had quite such noble blood. Little darling?
Little darling.
It was a bit of a shock when I came back to Britain and learned what he'd become. The Reaper of the Bailey, no less.
Batman.
Yes, that's right.
I did hear, though, that there was a very big event in his life that completely changed him after graduation.
Oh, interesting. Did like one of his parents die or something? Both his parents, maybe? Really? Really? What sort of event? Headache? You okay?
I'm sorry, but I don't know anymore. I wasn't in the country at the time. I was in Germany already.
Oh, yes, of course. He's heard all about the Reaper. I really don't have the heart to tell him that Lord Van Zieks will be the prosecutor in court tomorrow. He'll learn soon enough.
I just need to ignore it until it blows up in my face.
Exactly. So, Professor, let me just make absolutely sure I've understood you properly. Or I've understood you properly, sorry. The huge explosion that occurred yesterday, that was an accident, you're saying? You had no intent to harm the victim, who was in fact the sole investor in your work. Is that correct?
As correct as 2 squared is 4. I swear it. Did you say fish?
Yeah. 2 plus 2 is fish.
They said 2 squared, Shar. 2 squared.
It is literally the same thing mathematically.
No, it is not.
No, it's not. 2 squared is not 2 plus 2.
2 separate things.
Yes.
They're different ways of applying the same concept.
Just because both is 4 does not mean they're the same thing.
Yeah, but it's fish.
It is fish.
Yes, it's true that the man perished in the machine of my invention.
Case closed.
So I know that I'm far from blameless in all this, but still. I would never use my discoveries, my inventions, to take a person's life, not in a centillion years. I'm a man of science. That's all I know. You have to believe me, please.
Well, I'm your lawyer. I have to believe you, right?
Do you believe me? Do you believe in my hypothesis? Science is the pursuit of truth, you know. I've always believed that.
The
all my
government
life.
sponsors truth.
Not in his case.
No, not in this case.
His is crime sponsored.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know much about science or your theories. But I do believe you, and I will fight to prove your innocence with all my might. I'm a man of the law. It's all I know. You have to believe me, please.
When I went to live in Germany after I graduated, I learned something very important. Nationality, last lineage, none of that matters. As long as you try your hardest, you can achieve anything.
Nah.
Citation needed.
As a trained sociologist, I'm gonna disagree. Sorry. Thank you for that, Professor.
And thank you in advance for defending me tomorrow in court.
All right, Bruno. It's time to visit the Great Exhibition.
She has a gun, officer!
Sorry. Well, that's where the incident happened, isn't it?
Like 3 grown officers.
Just
gonna get
throw
tackled.
this tackle her off screen.
Exactly, just completely like, oh shit. Oh man.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Time to investigate at last. Oh, no. No. I meant to hit move. A new location has been added. The experimentation stage. Let's go.
Don't forget to take me with you.
That's a long ass location name.
You can put some smooth jazz in this in the beat.
Oh, the show fronts are a little too big for my liking. I've been walking around in dense crowds for 2 hours now, and I've felt myself swooning 3 times.
What is that by the bushes?
A part of the machine?
It looks like straight out of our game.
There are a lot of people, aren't there? I've almost been trodden on 3 times, too. Be careful, won't you, Iris? Don't let go of my hand.
Look at all of those 2 guards.
We finally made it through the throngs. Through the throngs,
Hail
though.
Strongheart.
Through the throngs, though, by the look of it. Through the throngs, though. Jesus. Here we are underneath the public experimentation stage where the explosion happened yesterday.
Whoop.
Well.
Oh.
1 second.
The explosion went all the way to the other side.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
said
I'm
the crystal
saying.
tower got damaged in the process of it.
Yeah.
What's that? That's a flag. And 2 very 2-dimensional balloons. I can hear voices from up on the stage. Sounds like an argument. Oh, Jesus. What? Huh?
Oh,
Hey,
Gina.
Ooh.
Hi. I had it with you this time. I'm warning you. I'll arrest you in a minute.
Huh? Oh, yeah? Go on, Inspector. Give it a shot. You ain't got no evidence and you know it.
I like the question marks is still there.
You want me to do her voice, Sebastian, or are you good with her? 'Cause she sounds...
I done it before. It's fine.
Okay,
Wait,
cool.
Wait, I know those voices.
Got a cheeky little mouth on you, young lady. But a night in the cells will teach you some manners.
Just try it, I dare ya. If you want that bag of chips rammed down your throat.
She's cute.
She's very cute.
Yoo-hoo! Greg C, what are you doing up there?
Ah, shit. It's the little shit.
Oh, he would never say that. He would never say that.
Oh my god, it's Herlock Sholmes here. Get me the fuck out of here.
It's you. Here. You're here. You are. You. Here. Your ladyship.
There you go.
Oh.
That's more like
Wait, what?
it.
It's because she writes him in the stories. So he
Yep,
like,
exactly.
Oh,
he
right.
sucked up to her, but he hates Sholmes.
Oh, like he writes him like well and stuff.
How are
right?
you, your ladyship? I hope you're well, your ladyship.
Hi, I'm here too. Does it make her 3 times lady?
Anyways.
I'm not well at all. It's very busy everywhere. Carry
I'll
me on
kill
your
everyone,
shoulders.
your lady.
I wanted to ride in a balloon, but there was a 3-hour queue.
Unbelievable. I'll go have it all for you at once, your ladyship. You'll be flying as high as a kite in no time once a boost of strength for you.
Tobias Gregson, an inspector at Scotland Yard, in case you forgot. Until recently, he was suspended from duty. But it would appear he's back in action now. He's actually quite well known, appearing as he does in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And for that reason, he can't say a word wrong to the story's author, Iris. But there are limits, surely. Well, there should be.
What is sunshine?
Sorry.
My gives then. Don't tell me you're on this case.
I am. Yes, I'm acting for the defense. So we're here to investigate.
Dear me, that's the situation, is it?
This is really that troubling. I'm easily 5'4", that's all you got. Oh, hello.
She's very cute.
Well, if it ain't my favorite little tea leaf. You're a lawyer, ain't you? You could stand to carry a bit more copper on your pockets, Mr. Naruto.
She pickpockets you.
Hey, that's my last bit of spending money, that is. You can have it back. We'll have to charge you for all the bother. 3-bob. No. This is Gina Lestrade, a pickpocket or diver, born and bred in the East End of London. In the case that led to my own suspension 6 months ago, this is the young girl I was defending in court. What's your problem, eh, Odo? Diver, pickpocket, what's with all the name calling? You want a bag of chips rammed down your throat and all, do you? I thought you were proud of me, Diver Gina. You were just arguing with Inspector Gregson about it, weren't you? I assumed you'd been up to the usual tricks here at the showground? That ain't no way to talk to a lady, Odo. Half a year is a long time, people can change.
I love this background music.
I'm an apprentice now. Learning to be a Scotland Yard detective. Hey, there we go. Detective Lestrade.
Isn't she like 14?
The circle closes 16, I think? 15? Let's check. Is she in here? Oh. Oh, there's Odie Asman. 47.
And the boss of a large criminal organ.
Here's Masked Man.
He is
no,
documented
she's not
age 17 to 18.
Neither is Gregson.
Okay.
She's 17 to 18.
Sure enough. Okay, fine.
We don't know exactly which one. That's the thing.
So you'll have to call me everyone else that is Inspector Lestrade now. She got a badge and everything. In
997.
Inspector? That badge is homemade, surely.
Papier mache. Inspector part is entirely accurate. No one caused that. What I is what anyway. Investigating is off the card for all of us.
Why that? What's that supposed to mean?
Right. Well, I'll be back up top. You hold the fort down here, alright?
Right, sir.
Cracks on our way.
This raises a lot of questions. Hello.
I'm a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer.
That pouty face is so cute. What the hell?
This armband is proof, in Japan at least, that I'm a defense lawyer.
I like that in Japan at least.
And this badge is proof that I'm a detective. So all you're gonna have to do is start calling me Inspector Lestrade. In that case, you'll have to start calling me, well, anything but Odo. I could call you Defendant Odo if you like. But it don't really trip up the tongue. Well, it doesn't have a great ring to it, does it?
Defender Auto. Say Defender Auto.
Gina, would you take a look at...
Do you know how to read?
Wait, where did it go? Looking for this, Auto? When did you do that? I wonder if you got anything else to show me, eh? What do you reckon? Give that back first, please.
No, I don't have enough inventory slots.
God damn it. Let's talk to her first. Hello. It was 8 months ago now that I first encountered Gina in connection with a case I was working on. At the time, she was living in the East End with a group of other orphans. She helped all of them survive by pickpocketing, but then she got embroiled in a murder. I had a lot of time to think in prison. I realized I couldn't go on like I was. The diving weren't working out. I'm so pleased to hear it, Ginny. Well done. So you went from being a pickpocket to a detective? You got it. Good, innit? Inspector Lestrade. Sounds like something out of a book, eh?
It does.
Talk about
It is.
change. It is. And there's Iris's old
It
man.
literally is.
What?
Anyways.
There's Iris's old man to think about?
What?
Iris's father, you mean? Yeah, I promised her, didn't I? Ooh. I said I'll get the police forces around the world to pull out all the stops looking for it.
Oh.
Just a small promise then. Nothing serious. Oh, Ginny, you're so sweet.
Stop gaslighting the child.
I see the thing is, Iris, I'm gonna help looking for him. How's that sound? So anyway, that's how come I had a go at the test for Scotland Yard. There's a test. They just got a test. That's it. Oh, only trouble is I don't read so well, do I? That's not a surprise. Just a small problem. Nothing serious. That's when Hurley approached Griggsy and asked for help. So the inspector said he'd take full responsibility for Jeannie and made her sort of an apprentice.
Male Strongheart.
That was very magnanimous of Inspector Gregson and brave. Well, you know Hurley. He enjoys finding ways to make people do what he wants. That's news to me.
What does that mean?
Great detective likes digging for dirt, in other words. Oh, is that how I did it?
I like to bribe.
So, the long and short of it is, if you got questions about the case, you can ask Inspector Lestrade. Right then, Inspector. Actually, there's still a big mystery surrounding Gina, isn't there? Ooh, what, Runa, what? Well, 6 months ago, Gina was the defendant in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper. She's still alive. A trial in which she was found not guilty. And yet here she is still. Come on, you're not still about it, are you? Legend of the Reaper or whatever it's called? Coy, you don't have to worry, Odo. If I didn't half worry, there probably wouldn't be a whole lot of you left. It's like I told you before, innit? The Reaper's kind of like I'm upstairs, so like him upstairs, sorry. Thought that apostrophe was somewhere else. Like him upstairs. So he knows what I'm like on the inside. That I ain't really done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong might be stretching a point. I mean, if you steal to survive, is it really bad? And if you only steal from, like, assholes and rich people? And rich assholes? What about Mr. Natsuma in Japan? He's perfectly fine, isn't he? As far as I can tell. Well, that's true. Perhaps the Reaper is more discerning than I
He
thought.
falls from the crystal tower.
No! Exactly. So I ain't worried. I'm totally fine. Alright, let's talk about the incident. Coy was out of this world, he was. The Brady bloke pulled a bunch of levers on his machine and suddenly it started billowing smoke. Then it just went pop. Oh, I ain't seen a better experiment yet. Sorry. You mean you saw it, Ginny? With your own eyes? She's probably on security, eh? Yeah, of course, the boss is in charge, ain't he? Keeping everything running smooth, I mean. The boss being Inspector Gregson, I suppose. This is gonna take some getting used to. So all I have to say is that I'm on duty and I can do whatever I want to. Get this! I was having one of them flying balloons when it happened, watching it from above.
Oh.
No, you're so lucky,
really?
Ginny.
Interesting.
The best POV of the whole thing.
Maybe I should join Scotland Yard too at 10.
Well, it's also one of the farthest POVs, unfortunately.
True,
so it's hard to tell if she saw very well.
I mean, it depends how far the balloons are.
Generally, balloons fly very high to prevent any issues.
I know, but this does not go to actual rules of the world.
Nah, maybe not. You know how to put the boss in his place already, right, Iris? You'd have no trouble at all. Then it's settled. When do I start? No, you can't join Scotland Yard, Iris. We'll see. Anyway, what I don't understand is this. If the machine exploded so spectacularly, how come Professor Bunnybr still be claiming that his experiment was a success? Oh, right. Well, it was a success in a way. It was? How can it have been?
Did the guy appear dead on the other side?
Probably. Yeah, he got shot through the
That would
crystal
be
tower
cool,
window.
though.
Honestly? Yeah. Surely after the whole machine blew up, no one could call the experiment a success. It's like I said, it sort of work. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of smoke in that whopping great bang. But where do you think they found the victim's body, eh? In the crystal tower! Over there.
Was he
What?
shot like a cannon?
In the
or
tower?
was he actually teleported?
Well, we'll figure that out, I guess.
I still go with the body double theory.
Yes, probably. Still a possibility.
It is a crime boss. They could have
Yep.
just killed someone that looks like him.
Yep.
That's
Well, or they meant to kill him and then put someone else in the machine, right?
Yeah.
And, either of those is plausible. You can see for yourself, can't you? Up there above the scaffold. Oh, well, the glass is broken, you mean?
Yeah, but was he shot through it, or did he actually teleport through it?
Hmm. Yeah, the cage what the victim got in to start with really he really did get beamed through the air or whatever and landed all the way over there.
Beamed?
So you see, it kind of worked, didn't it? What? I don't believe it. I mean, I don't get the ins and outs of it, but anything's possible, right? With signs. Oh, I tell you what, you can have this. It's the plan of the experiment that drew up at the yard. Are you sure? Yeah, go on. I had 3 bob of you before, so that's fair. Yes, I did actually give that to you, did I? I didn't actually give that to you. Experiment sketch. Diagram showing the relative positions of the crystal tower and Professor Harebrayne's machine that exploded.
Ah, there's the balloon diagram as well.
No, 2 balloons for
Oh,
some
look at
reason.
Yeah. Yes, take a look. 2 balloons.
Wow, 2 balloons. Which one were you
One
in,
is
Gina?
pointed directly at one of the balloons.
Well, I'm gonna assume the balloon is like in the background somewhere. That's like not on a straight line between the crystal tower and the
It's
machine.
hard to say. It's hard to say.
It is hard to say,
that's
but I'm
interesting.
gonna assume that they're like in the background.
Yeah, they are pretty far away. There should be like at least 2 humans in those.
Or nothing else.
Yeah, there's nothing really.
Yeah, not really.
It's just a drawing. It's
Okay.
not like it is evidence.
Wait
It's
a
a
minute,
drawing
wait a
of
minute.
someone else.
Is that pointer supposed to tell it where it's supposed to go? Because if that's the case, then why is it aiming so high?
Yep.
True. Something Inspector Gregson said before seemed a little strange.
Yeah.
Eyes.
What is worth anyway? Investigating is off the cards for all of us.
Yeah, that... What's up with that? Yes, Naughty Grexy ran off after that without explaining himself. Oh, right, that. The boss said no one's allowed to investigate that weird machine what blew up yesterday. But that's not fair, we're representing the defendant. In that case, could you at least tell us what you've learned from your investigations? No, you're not getting it. We ain't allowed to investigate neither. Why?
Nail Strong's heart?
What did the boss call him again? The Forensic Investigation Team.
Fit.
I think, the FIT. Anyway, apart from them lot, no one's allowed to lay a finger on the scene. Bit funny, innit?
Ooh, Maelstrom Heart would set up a team to cord off the machine.
Interesting. So even Scotland Yard's own detectives can investigate. Guess I've never heard something like that before. I thought I could have a gander on the quiet though, but the boss caught me at it. You probably heard him giving me an earful about it before from down here, didn't you? It's not bleating fair. I think you were giving him as much of an earful back as I remember it. Something about stuffing something down his throat. Yeah, well, sometimes I think it's all them chips will make him so stubborn. You say something to him, Moto. Go on, see if you can get through to him. Is that where the platform above us, is he? Where the machine that exploded is? We can try it, can't we, Bruno? Grexy would listen to us. Surely to you. Sure.
That's
Something else here. Hello, cloth.
Move up. Ooh, a cloth.
Oh.
Here, look, what's this? A ripped piece of cloth. It's not like any fabric I've seen before. It's very thick and stiff.
Oh, is
Looks
it,
extremely
is it a balloon cloth?
I think it looks like balloon cloth. Yeah.
It's canvas, I think.
Canvas.
With some sort of rubber backing.
With some sort of
Yeah,
rubber.
it
from a
is
balloon
balloon,
then, yeah.
cloth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's balloon.
Huh.
Okay, so balloons are relevant.
The edges appear to be a bit charred as well. Maybe that means it had something to do with the explosion? Let's make a note of it while Ginny's
Oh,
mid-yawn.
this is mid-yawn.
Piece of green cloth. Torn piece of canvas-like material backed with rubber that was found under the experimentation stage at the exhibition grounds. They are
The
scorched
cloth have scorch masks all at the edges.
Does that mean?
They have
It
been
was
burned
per-
before. Period. Question mark.
For
Question mark.
Ganonant.
Shah, I was about to make that joke. Thank you very much. Scorch masks. What's this then? It looks as though somebody dropped something behind the tree just here. Dropped or hid? That's not behind the tree.
So it was placed.
It's a what?
It's a crossbow.
It looks like a crossbow, doesn't it? Just without a cross.
I mean, it is. There is a cross. Is the end?
Oh, it's
is
just
the
folded back.
ears. It
Yeah,
opens.
no, I see.
Yeah,
I
it's
see.
just
I see.
folded.
No, yeah.
Okay,
Was
so
it shot at the machine?
or that balloon.
Or the balloon, yeah.
Could have been that too.
That's what I thought. What is this? Some part of the machine that exploded? Maybe. Could have fallen from the platform above in the blast, perhaps. What's going on here? Oh, nothing. I think I'll hang on to this just in case.
Just put the
Oh, it's
crossbow
the
in your
mysterious
pocket.
contraption. A very curious device found behind a tree under the experimentation stage at the exhibition grounds, almost as if it had been hidden there deliberately.
Oh, you actually did put it in your pocket.
Yeah, we
You can
actually
ask the
took it.
professor if
Nice.
he knows what it is. You can ask the professor if he knows what it is.
Yeah,
for example,
probably.
to confirm whether or not it was part of the machine or not.
Well, for some reason, the ground is damaged in this spot. Look. It's as if there was a fire here or something. Yes, if you look closely, there's some scattered ash and burnt embers, too. Well, I suppose there was a big explosion just above here. Why would the ground be scorched then? People probably wouldn't bat an eyelid at a small fire like this. Okay. I'm not sure we English are quite that laid back, you know.
So someone shot at the balloon that caught on fire, or at least
Oh, I can actually-
balloon was close enough to the explosion to get set on fire.
The Crystal Tower. Certainly an apt name. It was supposed to be the focal point of the exhibition. It definitely is, being so tall with all the glass. I can't imagine a building like this ever being erected in Japan.
Also, wouldn't that be like glass if it explode?
Well, there
I
might
don't
be
know,
glass on
glass
the
are-
inside.
Yeah, if it exploded inwards or
Yeah.
outwards.
There are lots of exhibits inside the tower as well, apparently. Of course, there's an observation deck, but there's also an art gallery, a zoo, and a museum.
Zoo?
But I heard you have to queue for 3 hours just to get through the doors. Well, I don't think anyone's getting through the doors right now with the police there. Well, at the moment, the shattered glass from the failed experiment may well be the biggest draw. Thanks to an accident, the whole tower is shut. Suddenly, it's not the Crystal Tower anymore, but the Crystal Glass Shower. Apparently, everyone's taken to the skies now to look down on the disaster area from above instead. But there's a 3-hour queue to get them in the balloon now. Londoners must be very patient people. Hello?
Hey, it's John and Bob.
That's where the cub ended up after his instant kinesis or whatever they call it. Dead, of course. And yet they're calling the experiment a success. What's the wooden scaffold there for? The coppers, our lads, set it up after the incident happened. To get the body down, I think. Don't know really. Didn't you help erect the scaffold then? Nah, lookout duty's more my thing. Wandering around the exhibition and keeping a lookout for the fun stuff. Mind Gregson doesn't hear you saying that, or he'll give you the boot. It's incredible though, isn't it? I mean, could the victim really have bridged that gap by some sort of invisible kinesis?
No.
Probably not.
Because that's not how it happens in Victorian teleport stories.
Mm-hmm. Can I not look at the flag? Disappointed. Wait, balloon? Balloon! Hello.
Balloon!
I've been meaning to ask you for a while now, but what are those funny round blobs floating in the sky? Oh, they're the flying balloons I've been talking about. I want to go up in one so much. I've read about situations like this in a magazine about strange phenomena. Creatures from outer space coming around flying objects to attack Earth. What? I suppose inhabitants of other planets are bound to be interested in the Great Exhibition. That's it, Iris. It's happening.
There's an alien invasion.
Moo. It's not. Don't worry. I'll explain it all later over a nice cup of tea, Runo.
I'll tell you when you're older.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you when you're inebriated.
Oh.
It says exhibition here. This platform must have been set up for the experiment, I suppose. It's very high up. About 30 feet above the ground, apparently. That's what a policeman I just spoke to said. I don't think I understand feet very well.
Same.
We don't use them in Japan. We just float everywhere.
We just walk with the hands everywhere.
Oh yes, sir. It's about 9 meters. But soon you'll have been in London a year, Runo. It's time you get used to our measurements.
Nope.
Yes, well, this thing is so tall the spectators at the front would just have seen a wall and nothing else. They probably thought they'd secured the best spot to watch from, only to be disappointed. There's a saying in Japan, the darkest spot is right under the lighthouse.
You literally just made the same type of quote that Shomes did, and you was talking about a newspaper.
Huh? I feel like it probably applies here. Well, I can look at the stairs too. These stairs obviously lead to the stage above. Yes, obviously. We should go up there and investigate the exact spot where the experiment was being conducted.
Okay.
Okay, cool. That's how you go up there. Nice.
Ooh.
Is that a gun?
Are there a lot of marks on the back? I don't remember there in the stuff.
Yeah, no.
It could be scorch marks from the.
It does look worse for wear, doesn't it? Hello. So that's it.
There's a very obvious thing there.
The machine. The machine that blew up. Very famously.
Oh, it's a gauge.
Oh, it must have been a magnificent explosion. And I've seen my fair share. You've seen things like this before, you mean? Of course. Hurley's always doing experiments that end in a bang. In fact, in his own words, explosions are the very essence of chemistry. Ah, that might explain the smell of burning that frequently comes wafting up the stairs. One time he made something that exploded with such force it took the roof off the building. I wish you'd been able to see it, Runo. It's hard to get too excited about that, given that I now live in the room.
I was about to say.
Yep. Well, anyway, that's enough about that. It's time to investigate. Gregson?
Hi.
Look, Inspector Gregson is over there. He seems to be deep in thought about something, whilst eyeing up the machine carefully. Really? He just looks confused to me.
You see, the bottom part there, where the cage was, it just looks like it opens. It's like
it does.
So obviously,
yeah, it does.
A door.
I can't even look at the William Turner thing. Disappointed.
Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, exactly. Bill Turner. Bootstrap. Wait, what? I missed the click. There we go. It ripped itself apart magnificently, didn't it? Magnificently and mercilessly. So someone stands in the middle of the machine to be disassembled and then beamed through the air. Yes, beamed. Not blasted. That's the point. Yes, that part's crucial, really. Something like that even possible, though, Iris? Oh, Runo, I'm just a child. How should I know?
I'm just a kid.
Aren't you a doctor? A child when it suits you mean? From what I can tell, I think if you were to pull this lever here...
Stop! Don't touch it!
That was practically instantaneous kinesis the way you flew over here just now, Greg. See?
Please, your ladyship. I didn't mean to sorry you, but I can't let you touch anything up here.
So sorry, you can have some of my latest special blend to make up for it. Sure. Do you always carry a cup with you?
Wonderful. That stuff really is wonderful.
It's just like old times, this is.
And I passed out.
That's it. Okay.
Back I go.
We're representing Professor Harebrayne in court tomorrow, Inspector. So we should be allowed to examine this scene.
Huh. Listen, Sunshine. Even I'm not allowed to touch anything up here. Is that blasted special dispensation for scientific equipment actively? This is the seer. It's driving me potty.
Ah, yes, that special dispensation. The professor mentioned it too.
More red tape's all we need. I don't know what the government thinks is playing at sometimes.
But we're allowed to just look, aren't we?
Eh?
Surely that's all right, isn't it, Gregsy?
Go on, the ladyship. Anything, say your ladyship. Please don't get your dainty hands dirty. Will you please don't fucking touch it.
Don't worry. We wouldn't dream of touching anything, would we, Bruno? She really knows how to get what she wants.
I'm gonna touch everything.
Oh, I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna touch
I'm gonna
everything.
touch it.
Everything
I'm
will
gonna
be
touch it.
touched. Everything.
I'm gonna touch it.
I'm gonna touch it.
Oh. What should we do
touching.
first? Hey, Gregson. I'm a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer.
This is the symbol of a defense lawyer where I come from, Inspector.
Well, it doesn't pass muster here in London. You might as well chuck it in the deep fast fire.
Dude! No! Does that have sentimental value?
I don't think it tastes that good.
That too. No one's ever said that to me before.
I mean,
Mr.
as
Shump
someone who
suggested I
has-
feed it to a dog. That's not what he said.
as someone who has eaten a fried wooden fan thinking it was actually food, the fried meat can actually. so it was actually like I was at a Japanese restaurant with my then girlfriend's family, and so
okay.
and so that on top of the sushi plate there was this fried object that nobody knew what it was. So I was like, I'm just gonna take a dip, and it was soft, and it had the fried shrimp covering. It was like, oh, it's quite nice, but I still don't know what it is by taste. And then we asked, and it was like, oh no, it's just a decorative wooden fan that he fried for some reason.
Why did they fry it?
And so
What?
I was just like, I just ate wood in front of my girlfriend's family.
What? Why?
You just fucking ate wood.
And I would have finished if they didn't say anything. You fry
man.
first, you can feed it to me.
Does he think it's made of potato? No, it's apparently it's wood. Have you read the paper? Inspector, have you read this paper?
Yeah, true and welcome blast back to back. This one at the exhibition and the Reaper getting attacked.
I know. Terrible news to wake up to, wasn't it?
I tried to pretend I hadn't really, then turned over for another 40 winks. Thanks to that, I was laid up and got a roasty from the super.
Some mornings are like that, aren't they?
It do be like that.
It do be like that sometimes. What about the drawing? As a detective, what do you make of this?
Personally speaking, 9 times out of 10 I find clues turn out to be red herrings. So there's every chance that's totally irrelevant. I mean, it is a joint from someone. It's not a clue getting fantasy in the crime.
It's actually a fairly persuasive argument. That's not an argument. What about the cloth? Nope. Cool. Let's show him this. Okay.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, is that a ballista? And
maybe let's not.
Fucking.
Hey. What about this special this dispensary whatever? Using high voltage electricity to somehow disassemble a man's body and then beam him across to the crystal tower? It's an extraordinary thing to attempt, especially in public.
True. It was by far the most unusual of the experiments planned for the exhibition, mine.
To be honest, I'm a bit surprised it was allowed. Carrying out something so dangerous with so many spectators present, I mean.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Mm-hmm.
The government's doing everything it can to promote new science and technology at the moment.
Well, they've done a great job then.
We have to look at this through the lens of male Strongheart wants this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his point he's making right now actually makes a lot of sense, too.
Yep.
Yeah, they're more worried about being ahead of the game than the hotspots of public safety infringement. If they can be the first to develop some new technology, it makes Britain more powerful in the future, you see.
Who cares if some people die? Something prize I'm willing to
Some
pay.
people may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Thank you.
Yeah, basically.
Yep. Yes, I suppose it's true in a way.
So, the powers that be are placing a heavy emphasis on the scientists' rights. At the moment.
What sort of rights?
I'm making it so that any theories the brains have remain the legal property, as it were.
Ah.
Right
So
through
this is, where they
developing
get this is where they get patents and stuff like that.
It's a practical
Are
idea.
they
and
developing
they've been
patents?
into this.
Yep, looks
Yeah.
like it.
Which is the infuriating reason us coppers aren't allowed to touch this crime scene. Because the new highfalutin special dispensation from Scientific Equipment Act forbids it.
Ah, I see now.
The only people with permission to investigate here are from some brand new department at the yard. Forensic investigation teams, it's called. We've been relegated to keeping guard.
The forensic investigation team. The fit.
Any old fool can see this heap of scrap metal was a sham to begin with. And just because it says scientific equipment on the paperwork, we can't do a flaming thing with it.
Poor Gregsy, he's very head up.
He's very hetero. Heteros are upset.
He's very head up, isn't he?
Like the complete, like, deadpan. Yeah, heterosexual, of course.
Uh-huh.
The heteros are upsetteros.
So what about the special dispensation? Remind me again, what's this new lack that means we're not allowed to touch the science, the scene here? You're not allowed to touch the science.
Poke
Very
the science. I'm going to poke the science. I have admit sunshine is a special dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. The citizens there.
Yes, I think Harley mentioned that recently. With a real twinkle in his eye, as I remember.
I'm sure he did, your ladyship. I'm sure he did. That's especially for this great exhibition it was. All scientists have to do is present their ideas or inventions to some suits in the civil service. And if he gets proper stamp, that's a guarantee of rights to maintain the invention's confidentiality.
What does that really mean?
Think about it. Think about the world-changing new invention on display every day at this exhibition. Although a good half of them are load of cobblers, if you ask me, but forward by shamas like yourself.
Thanks for that.
Like unnecessary.
Oh, I love how absurd some of these inventions here are. It's also fun.
Might be fun to you, but a member of the force has to be present at every single demonstration. Can you imagine, eh? Hang science, that's what I say.
Oh, I don't think so. That sounds like my dream job.
You don't think otherwise, after spending a day guarding all the shaman's bogus contraptions.
But if they're all bogus, how can anyone hope to demonstrate them? There'd be no point.
Yeah, well, there is a point, sir.
Sorry?
Thanks to another of our government's bright ideas.
Oh, do tell.
If any theory or invention is deemed to show potential, the government hands out a research grant. Which this one wasn't one of those. This was a private funded one by Odious Man.
The scientists get funding?
Exactly. And that's what they're all after. All these shamans coming from far and wide to clog up the Hyde Park. And who has to keep them all safe, eh? Who has to smile politely and welcome them? Us, coppers. That's who. So you can see why I say it now, can't ya? Hang science. Hang it. Dark Ages. Let's go.
Oh, maybe I can see
Burn
her
the
point.
ages. Burn the witches.
What can you tell me about the professor? Apparently Professor Harebrayne lives and works in Germany now, conducting his research.
That's right. Came back to Britain especially for the Great Exhibition, as I understand it. Only after one of the government's research grants.
Actually, we learned something else about the professor earlier today. About his time in further education. Turns out he was at university with someone we both know. Lord Van Zieks.
Huh? What's that? That seems to me. But if Van Zieks meant the prosecution, then as accused, the professor's fate is...
sealed? Because the Reaper will get him one way or another?
That man's beyond me. I don't know what goes on in the head of his. Oops, just stuck the fish in the pocket. Talking of Van Zieks, this morning's paper ran the story of him being attacked. Read that.
Oh yes, but Mr. Reaper's completely fine. Nothing to worry about.
Yes, right. Glad to hear. Still, Reaper, huh? How long that business gonna keep up, I wonder?
For as long as it's convenient. The mystery of the Reaper. The victim of this case, the investor, Mr. Assman.
Mr. Assman.
He wasn't one of the Reaper's victims, or so I heard.
Baron Van Zieks is a top-class prosecutor. But even he can't always push the right verdict through. Sometimes the justice can win.
Yes, I've heard about jurors being bribed and evidence being falsified. And that's how the notion of the Reaper of the Bailey came about, isn't it?
Obviously, Scotland Yard suspects Van Zieks initially. We all assume he was taking matters into his own hands if he failed to seal the deal in court.
Although the man himself denies that charge. Sorry.
I just thought he was still talking because it made sense that this conversation continued.
No, I just hit the button too early.
Well, we done a very thorough investigation, and the conclusion we've reached is that Lord Van Zieks is no way related to the deaths of those people outside the courtroom.
If you say so.
There is no question in my mind. I stake my reputation on it, I would.
But if that's true, then how do you explain it? All those defendants couldn't just have coincidentally died if nobody killed them. It's Strongheart. It's Strongheart.
They got scared.
I know that, but I can't explain it. It's a mystery after all, isn't it? That's the whole point of the Reaper.
Professor Harebrayne mentioned something else. He said that at university, Lord Van Zieks was a totally different person, easygoing and kind.
What?
He said that.
What, mate?
He said that it was after they both graduated that something happened to change the man. I'm telling you, his parents died. Do you have any idea what it was?
No clue.
Really?
Look, I got my hands full watching all this frustrating crime scene. Why don't you go and make a nuisance of yourself elsewhere, eh?
Oh, man.
Well?
Well, since I'm not allowed to touch anything, I'm just gonna look at... Oh, hello. That amazing horn-shaped device is pointing towards the Crystal Tower. I suppose once people are disassembled by the machine, they're shot out of that thing to wherever they're going. I don't think it was supposed to shoot anything, Bruno. It was set up to beam people to the Crystal Tower where they'd be reconstructed in their original form.
But what was the target point of the beam?
Well, I don't like the look of it.
We haven't actually seen it.
Yeah, like an antenna or something? I don't know. If it was as amazing as it looks, the accident wouldn't have happened in the first place, of course. Suppose that's true, yes. But nothing ever goes according to plan, does it? Not here, anyway. That's it. Oh, hello.
The actual machine.
Okay. Considering how badly damaged everything is, Professor Harebrayne was lucky to escape unscathed, I say.
Yeah, I was wondering why that happens.
We should have a good look around the machine while we can, I think. But
touch anything on, make sure I'll kill you before you start by myself, yeah?
I won't touch a thing, I promise, so please spare a thought for your digestion. Anyway, do you really think this machine could actually disassemble people like the professor claims?
Yes, looking totally incredulous. Fuck no, Sunshine. If we were allowed to examine all this bleeping scrap metal, maybe we could answer that question. You can if he's found guilty of murder. But we can we?
Because of the annoying rules, you mean?
Exactly! The annoying, obstructive planning rules.
Oh, look at the base of the machine there. Oh yes, there's a tool of some kind poking through the wire mesh.
Is there?
An A.
Okay.
It's
sure.
A screwdriver. It's a screwdriver, I think.
If the person who used it has a name in their name, this is the stupidest clue ever. I'm gonna make a screwdriver with my letter in.
I mean,
his name is Albert,
right? Assman?
But also Albert.
Or Albert. Ah, okay, yeah.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Is it the friggin' fountain pen again from the first case?
It might be.
Same thing, right? Oh, isn't it a lovely one? The handle is in the shape of a capital letter A. It is? Oh, yes, you're right.
What's the matter with you? Don't touch anything I said. Touch anything on me, sir. I'll kill you before I stick on myself.
Yes, I understand. Sorry. I only touched a teeny weeny bit. But Greg, see, I'm very curious about the screwdriver. Really very, very curious.
Of course, your ladyship. You're so clever, your ladyship. Francis body, something like this. But I'm afraid I can't let you have it.
But Bruno found it first.
Finders keepers. I assure you, I'll investigate it thoroughly.
I thought you're not allowed to do that either. Bye. He's gone off with it. That was very mean, I'm afraid. Inspector Gregson is going to make a very clumsy and embarrassing mistake in next month's installment now.
Oh my god.
Poor Grexy. Sheesh.
He fell in his
he's back. Hello.
Oh, right. Are you done here, Mr. Naruhodo?
If you say so, I guess I am. Sorry?
Isn't it about time you were leaving? Or rather, it is about time you were leaving.
If you say so.
That lot are here now.
Oh, you mean the fit? That lot?
The fit.
The fit.
They'll be giving me a heave hold in a minute, too.
They're not going to throw you off the platform, are they, though? Oh dear, poor Grexy. Here, have another cup of my special blend to cheer you up.
God, that sound.
Hey, you just right. Yep. Wait, hold up. That hits the spot. Yep, hits every time.
Well, at least I've seen the scene with my own eyes. Looks like this is as far as we're gonna get with our investigations here, at least. I've been thinking... Hurley might know something, mightn't he? About what? Mr. Reaper.
I know it makes sense, but this is the first time that I saw the word mightn't he.
Mightn't, yeah.
It makes sense, but it's the first time I saw
I mean,
it. I was like, oh, that's
like,
weird.
what was it? In another case, it was oughtn't.
Yeah.
About what happened to Lord Franzix, you mean? Does it sound like something very significant occurred after he graduated from university? Something that completely changed his life. Maybe, but I have no idea where to find Mr. Sholmes at the moment. He's in the middle of some big case, isn't he? Is he though? What the hell
Madame
is that?
Tussauds.
Is this... Wait, is this a wax museum
Yeah,
thing?
Madame Tussauds.
What? Here, this is what you need.
Is she a witch?
What's this? Some kind of entrance ticket? Madame Tussauds? Is this supposed to mean something to me? You don't know it? It's the most popular attraction in London at the moment. It's very close to Baker Street, actually. We could go now if you like. No, we don't have time for visiting attractions today, Iris.
No, shut up, Rinosuke.
We have a big trial tomorrow.
I want to go.
But that's where Hurley is. What? At this popular London attraction? Yes. How is it that you know where he is? Hurley told me, but he told me to keep it a secret. From you, Bruno.
And then I didn't.
Madame Tussauds? I don't see how it could be related to the case we're investigating here, but then... Stranger things have happened, and when they happen, Mr. Sholmes is usually at the heart of it. Heart of them. Hi. Is there anything else?
Here too.
There is
Fuck
not.
you.
We've looked at everything, right?
Man, such a shame you have to leave right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I guess the fit is here, so... move. Oh, hello.
Super high voltage.
Well, should we just...
It's so bad you can't stay for more fish and chips.
Do we just go?
I said you cannot stay for more
Okay, fine, I'll
fish and
leave.
chips.
Shut up. I'm going.